Welcome to Linda's Story Time. Today I'm going to share with you the story of Elizabeth and Zechariah. This can be found in Luke chapter 1. Hello, my name is Elizabeth and I have a wonderful husband called Zechariah. He's a priest at the temple. He's a good and faithful man. Now, we also have a son called John. I might look too old to have a young son, but he's only a toddler. But we know from what happened before he was born that he has a very special mission to do for God. Let me tell you what was revealed to us. Zechariah went off to the temple. His team was on duty that day. And he was sent into the Holy of Holies to light the incense, to burn the incense. And whilst he was in there, something quite incredible happened. In fact, you might not quite believe it, to be honest, but an angel appeared. And the angel stood beside him and said the words to him, "Do not be afraid." Now, as you can imagine, he was afraid. Well, you would be, wouldn't you? It's not every day, for one thing, that an angel suddenly appears, but in the Holy of Holies, no one ever was expected to be in there except the priest on duty. So it was a real shock when this angel appeared. And this angel went on to say to him, "God has heard your prayers, Zechariah. And you and Elizabeth are going to have a baby. You will have a son, and you are to call him John. And John will prepare the way for the Lord." Zechariah couldn't quite believe what he was hearing. You see, as I said, I'm quite old to have a young child. We had tried for many, many years and been disappointed many, many times. There was a few times my heart had felt as if it was going to break. And eventually, to be honest, we'd just given up on the thought of becoming parents, and that was it. So for Zechariah to hear the angel say, "You will have a son," was hard to take in. And he doubted. Because of his doubt, the angel told him that he would not be able to give this news to anyone. He would be silenced. He wouldn't be able to speak until after the birth of our son John. And as quickly as the angel had appeared, the angel went. Now, of course, when Zechariah came out of the Holy of Holies, the people were all there praying outside as they did. And they could tell something was wrong from the look on his face and the way he was being. A friend of mine told me later. But he couldn't tell them what had happened. And he rushed home to me. And he didn't tell me what had happened either, actually. By the time he got here, he didn't say a word, for one thing, because he couldn't. And he also did not write it down. He told me all about it later, and told me how he hadn't wanted to tell me what had gone on because he didn't want me again to be disappointed. As you can imagine, soon after that happening, I found out that I was pregnant. And as you can imagine, I was just completely astonished. To start with, I was afraid as well. I thought I wouldn't tell anyone. I didn't even tell Zechariah at the very, very beginning until I was certain. I didn't want him to be disappointed again. So eventually, when I knew it was true, I told him. I broke the news to him very gently. I said, Zechariah, guess what? We're going to have a baby. His face just lit up. He was so amazed, and we rejoiced together. It was then that he let me know what had happened. He expressed it, he wrote it down in the best way that he could. Not that I quite understood all that he was saying, all that he was expressing through writing and different things. It was just incredible. When I was about 6 months pregnant, again I realised how important a part my son was going to play in God's mission. For my lovely relative Mary came to see us. I'd heard on the grapevine that she was going to have a baby, and of course this was certainly gossip that was going round. I really felt for her. I loved Mary, and when she came to our house to stay for a while, I was delighted that she felt she could. It was to be a safe place for her. But I never forget when she first walked in, the baby inside of me leapt. It was really weird. It was as if he leapt for joy. And Mary then told me that she had also seen an angel, and that her baby, she was told, was going to be the Son of God. I was amazed at this, and I told her about our child, and she stayed with us, as I say, for about 3 months, and then she went back home. Soon after she'd left, of course, my baby was born, John. And when we took him to show him to our friends and neighbours, the community around, they rejoiced with us, and they asked me, they said, Elizabeth, what are you naming this child? And I said, we are going to name him John. Why are you calling him that? They said. Elizabeth, why would you do that? Why not call him after his father, Zechariah? And they turned to Zechariah and they said to him, why are you not going to call this child Zechariah? To which Zechariah was about to write down John, when suddenly he found he could speak. His voice had come back again. And as soon as it came back, he told them, no, this child is to be called John. And he then praised God. He sung God's praises. He sung how God was coming to show his mercy to us. His salvation was soon to be here. And he looked at our baby and he said, and you, our son, will show the way, will prepare the way for the coming of the Lord, the Almighty. I remember then it was me who was silent as I listened to my husband singing praises, and as I realised what this meant for our baby, what he was called to do. It wasn't going to be an easy journey, but God was with him. The Spirit was upon him. He was blessed, and we were blessed by him. I praise God, and I'm so glad that I'm a mum.